So great news, the Underwater Menace is being animated. It was recently announced a few days ago and I am super excited. For a while, we thought the Doctor Who missing episode animation range was cancelled, dead in the water. But clearly they have found funding. So today I want to discuss some things I'm excited about and some things I'm cautious about. And also ask the question, since this animation will eventually be released on the Collection Season 4 box set, is it worth buying this version now? So the previous animations from The Power of the Daleks up to The Abominable Snowman was co-funded by BBC America. But now with the Disney deal, it seems that BBC America won't be able to screen the Doctor Who episodes. So obviously BBC America, knowing that they couldn't screen these animations, obviously they weren't interested in funding it. That's the assumption that we've had now that we know the Disney Plus deals. So it begs the question, is Disney Plus putting money into these animations or is it some silent benefactor? Who knows? But either way, I'm just happy that they're coming out again. It's interesting as well because the Underwater Menace was originally a rumour quite a while ago. There was this article that said the Underwater Menace and the first Doctor adventure, The Smugglers, was being animated. I don't know if The Smugglers will or won't be announced anytime soon, or even if they're working on it. I really hope they are because we're really lacking in Hartnell animations. I was also hearing a lot of whispers and rumours about the Celestial Toymaker being animated, but that's gone completely quiet as well. I think if the Celestial Toymaker was in production, I feel like it would have been announced first, especially coming up to the 60th anniversary where there's a lot of speculation about Neil Patrick Harris playing the Celestial Toymaker. If that's true or not, we just have to wait till November or whenever the episodes come out to find out. But at the moment, there's no news about that one being animated. Maybe it is in production and it's been delayed, who knows? But either way, I think the Underwater Menace is an exciting addition to the animation collection, especially since this one was supposed to be animated many, many years ago, I think back in 2015. It was originally going to be animated by Planet 55, who did the Moonbase animation. I know they got up to the point of designing sets, but I don't think it got much further than that until funding was pulled. There's a lot of rumors about why the animation never came about. The main one being it was near the end of the DVD range and maybe they just decided not to go forward with it. Maybe it was to do with budget concerns. I'm not entirely sure. But it's nice that many, many years later, we're finally getting the animation that I think the story deserves. Judging by the trailer and the images that have been released, I think it looks pretty good so far. I think it's early days to say I love it or I don't. But it's exciting to see that it's the team who did The Evil of the Daleks, and I think that was one of the best animations that have come out so far. So they've got a really high standard to kind of meet. I think it's pretty hard to come after Evil of the Daleks and release something because it was just so good. So I'm not going to raise my hopes too much, but I am excited for this one. But there was some weird compression issues with a couple of the images that were released. I'm hoping this was just a weird error and it won't be on the final release. It seems very strange. I don't know what's going on. Now, it wouldn't be a Doctor Who release without everyone losing their minds about disc placement. Disc 1 has both episodes 1 to 4 in colour and 1 to 4 in black and white 4:3. But if you want to watch the animated episodes and the surviving episodes at the same time, you have to switch discs because the surviving episodes are on disc 2. So a lot of people are really upset about this because a lot of people like to watch the animations and the surviving episodes together and watch them interchangeably. But on the release, the only way to do it is to swap discs, which is quite annoying because you'd watch episode 1, the animated version on disc 1, then you have to stop, take out the disc, put disc 2 in, watch episodes 2 and 3 of the surviving ones, stop, take it out, then put the first disc back in to watch the 4th episode animated. Luckily, it's not one surviving, one missing, one surviving, one missing, but it still is 2 discs that you have to change, which is frustrating and annoying. And I was trying to figure out what's the justification for this? Why did they put the episodes on different discs? And it's not just because of storage size, which obviously does play a factor. I've seen a few different people who worked on the release talk about how the animation is the primary feature and that the surviving episodes are just extras. They're special features. And that's the approach they're having for these animated releases, whether we like it or not. You know, I'm in two minds about it. I understand that the animations are the marketable product, They're the ones that most fans are probably going to watch if they're new to missing episodes. If they're new to 1960s Doctor Who, that's the one they're probably going to watch. If they sell it to a broadcaster or they want to put it on Disney Plus, I have a feeling they want to put all of the animated episodes in one go, rather than animated, surviving, animated. I think this is just to help the general audience. I'd be very surprised if anyone in the general audience wants to watch The Underwater Menace because it's hard enough to get fans to watch it. So I understand the approach. And it's interesting as well because Peter Crocker, who works on restoring the episodes for the collection sets and other home releases of Doctor Who, was saying that for when they do the collection, the surviving episodes will probably take precedence and then the animations will be the secondary feature. Whereas the collections approach is more about having surviving and representing what happened on screen, I guess. But it's interesting as well, because they're just seen as extras, the film prints haven't been rescanned. So it's the same restoration that we had on the previous DVD release, which I'm feeling a bit about. Obviously, on this Blu-ray, it'll be uncompressed, so it should look better than the DVD release, but it hasn't been given a full brand new rescan. But he did say that on the collection set, it'll probably be rescanned. So that kind of leads me to this idea of, is this release worthwhile buying now, when the collection set will arguably be a better release? For me personally, I'm going to buy this release no matter what. But I want to put this to you. It's your decision to make. It's your money. This is what you want to do. So you've got two options. Either you buy this release, you watch the animation now, yippee. Or you wait for however long they decide to release the collection season 4 and just watch it then. Because let's look at the season 17 box set where they re-released Sharda for the billionth time. But I really felt like with this Sharda that they had, where they cut it into episodic versions and cleaned up a few shots here and there, is the definitive version for me. I feel like that version of Sharda I enjoyed a lot more than the movie edit that was on the previous Blu-ray. So it comes back to this question again, is it worth just waiting for the release or should you just buy both? Because we're Doctor Who fans, we'll buy anything if the BBC know it. Like I said, personally, I'm going to be buying this release because I love The Underwater Menace, and I also like the idea of buying this release and then hopefully that means that they fund more because they're like, oh, it makes money, people are buying it, therefore we'll commission more. Whereas something like The Web of Fear, I went out of my way to say, I'm not buying this because I don't like the 3D animation they've decided to go. I'm not against 3D animation, I just thought their approach wasn't to my personal taste. So I didn't feel like buying it until many, many years later when it was in a bargain bin and I bought it for like $5 or something like that. So you're really voting with your wallet, really. And I think it's up to you as an individual to decide, do I want to buy this release or not? Personally, I want to support the range, so I'm going to. I've seen a lot of people ask, why are they animating every single episode? Especially because this story has 2 missing and 2 surviving. You think the logical thing to do is to just animate the 2 episodes that are gone. Basically, the reasoning that I've seen online from the team is saying that if the BBC wanted to sell this to a broadcaster, that's the best way to do it. Let's say a kid who's never watched classic Doctor Who but wants to watch a cartoon Doctor Who sees that there's this episode called The Underwater Menace. It would be weird to that child if it switched to live action halfway through. I think that's the justification. If you like it or not, I don't know, but there's always a reason why people do stuff. You don't have to like it, but I think that's the reason why they do it. But there's good news for photo reconstruction fans such as myself. On the original DVD of The Underwater Menace, it has possibly the worst photo reconstruction of all time. For some reason, someone up top said, you have to do the bare minimum, just put the telesnaps in order, don't have any animation, don't have any movement, you can't even use the title sequence, it has to be still images. And it's the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. I cannot believe that it made it to market. But it was out of the people's hands. The restoration team didn't want to do it that way, but they were told they had to. But on this release, there is a brand new photo reconstruction. So if you're someone who prefers telesnap reconstructions over animations, you're gonna love this.
And you're gonna love me.
Because it's a brand new one, so it should look really nice with crystal clear audio, and it should be really good. So I'm looking forward to that. So that was a lot of word vomit. I'm obviously very excited about this release. I was really concerned for a while that the missing episode animations weren't gonna come back. I heard a lot of rumors and they were all different, and I was like, I don't know where the truth is.
I want the truth.
But I'm happy they're back, and I'm hoping there's a lot more in the future. On Twitter, Matthew Pert just made a tweet saying that we're nearly at the 50% mark of all missing episodes being animated, which is stupidly exciting. We're just 2 episodes off hitting that 50% mark. It feels like there's a lot of momentum, and I'm hoping that this isn't the end, and I'm hoping it's just the beginning. And I hope that one day we can have all of the episodes animated. That would be incredible. So apparently 75.5% of Troutons are fully animated, and 22.7 Hartnells are animated. So unfortunately, Hartnell's not as represented as Trouton is, but I'm hoping that changes, and I'm hoping we get some Hartnells, because you know I'm a big Hartnell fan. And also we're hearing things about Ian Levine doing privately funded animations as well, The Massacre. And I'm hearing about other fans animating episodes. So who knows what the future is of these missing episode animations. It's really exciting, and yeah. So what do you want to see next? If you could choose any missing episode, what would it be? Mine, obviously, is the Daleks Master Plan, because it's brilliant. And also it's really long. So even more Doctor Who. All right, bye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Josh Nair's YouTube channel. How could I possibly forget that?